September 30th, 9:41 a.m. Day number 2, I think. Good morning, Max. Oh yeah, and good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I've almost liked this before I go in front of audience. I'm working up to it. Teehee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk.
That's what he
Regina.
needs.
That's what he needs. How fabulous! My sweetie pie! My sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance are you gonna put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end?
Shouldn't do that.
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. But fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Top of the morning to ya, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attack in the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain functions. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thanks.
So much milk.
So how are you today, Wright? Oh, well, I got the feeling this day I'm gonna face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. All I got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro to the truth. Game telling us don't press.
Yeah.
You're right, but...
Know everything you're gonna know.
But it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. Well, what's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars.
Oh.
They become fertilizer. Maybe an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off the scene of the crime. Order, order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope.
That's a mouthful.
To the third bird. Name and occupation? Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. That is the most straightforward answer we've gotten so far from anybody.
Well, he has dead eyes, so why would he make jokes?
Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you'll see that the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. That night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Damn, only evidence this time, huh? Gotta get it right from the get-go. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who he looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
Someone gave him the big old prank by thumping him in the head with Max's bust and then pulled it back up.
This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timings for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. She's telling us to go die. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. It's just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. A few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Oh, damn, I'm scared to press because the game told us not to.
Press anyway. Call it out.
I mean, I'm thinking if we have to, like, make a evidence guess right off the bat, it's the bus, right? That's what it would be.
Yeah.
It was Max Galactica, the bust.
Where did the cloak come from and everything then? Whoa.
Should we risk pressing? Just see what happens?
Yeah.
Okay, well, which one should we do it?
And I heard a huge thump noise from out the window.
After 10 p.m.?
Yep, that makes sense.
Large thump.
Just around thump. Then after
Minutes later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Didn't Mo say he heard 2 thumps?
He heard a loud noise and then he looked.
That's Max Galactica. I saw from behind. That's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. I feel like the game's trying to guess to go towards the bus, I think. It's just how do we get there? Not from behind, but that's who it looked like. Should we press this one? This one's not really too confident of a statement.
Yeah.
The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. The bus doesn't have roses! Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with this latest bit of testimony. No roses. Oh, I don't see no rose on this thing either.
But he said it was only the back.
I know. Remember the cloak went missing? And the hat went missing?
Yeah.
And those are the two things that he saw?
He's seen the cloak and he's seen the hat. But he said it was from the back, so you wouldn't see the roses anyway. But we can always press.
Wait a minute. He said, okay, yeah, I think we should still press anyways, right? Because a lot of people that said they saw him that night said that they saw him with the roses. So there's clearly
one guy seen him with the roses. The other guy didn't even see him with the roses.
But isn't that the contradiction? Because there's people saying they saw different things.
But he did only see the back, and he explained it. You could try though.
Maybe there's something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. I do think there's something we can
something
try.
Here. Yeah.
There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? I don't think this is a contradiction.
No, because that's too soon for the cloak.
Oh, so that means we got nothing, huh?
What's the hat's description?
Found at the crime scene.
Yeah, oh, if he was floating up, would he have seen the hat then?
He did say he saw the hat.
But it was left there.
Yeah, if it was left there, and it says there's only one hat ever, why is the hat left behind, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Give it a go.
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. Oh, what about the silk hat? I saw Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out your window that night. And that would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in.
You're strong, you can lift yourself up.
Just looking outside the window was tough enough of a challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Wrong.
Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max had two silk hats? No, this is a handmade one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What will cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today?
He's the real culprit.
I don't think he's the real culprit.
Why?
You think he's the real culprit?
In the perfect position.
To pull it up, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. On the third floor.
He has a grudge against Max.
Yeah.
Acro's dreaming. Acro's the real culprit.
Bat thought he had to compete super big against Max. That's why he put his head in the lion's mouth.
But that's Bat, though. Oh, so this should be the first one, right? Or the third one, too.
I mean, would you get... Well, I guess that you'd be more pissed at the girl, but I guess Max is an asshole anyway.
Yeah, I would think the first.
I wonder if it's gonna be that Max might have like pressured him into being like, well, I would put my head in the lion's mouth to show this, but I don't need to. Oh ho 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 ho.
Could. So you think the first answer is probably the more likely one?
Oh no, I'm thinking he's the culprit.
You think he's the actual culprit? So we should go with that claim?
I can go for it, yeah. There's no damage.
Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuse Zagro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at attention's hearts and mind. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary.
That makes him a cold killer. What are you talking about? He sent attack birds at you.
Alright, number of times Phoenix been assaulted. 6. The counter
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He's rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone take a good look at me. I can't even stand up on myself, let alone leave the lodging house. Though that's true.
That's why you had to lure him.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. Oh, okay, now I see why you accuse him. It's because of the note, right?
Yeah. Why would he? Why meet there when it's the perfect position?
Right. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear this accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Why are you picking on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man? Phoenix a poopy head. That was Mo. Mo said that. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right?
Well, wait, Mo also said that he probably did it.
If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough for this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning to making a claim to counter this as well. Yes, you know, his profession, that's kind of a big deal.
He has the power to lift, though.
Yes, I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
Wrong.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Of course he didn't.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice.
The monkey.
Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned to commit this murder all by himself. Oh, order. What are you getting at? What to keep them on their toes, Nick? Now I'm gonna have to prove how all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is a killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
In his third-story floor room.
Right there. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts?
He's a psychic.
What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he can go to the scene or be the killer. You got a point. Oh! Something, a light bulb just hit on my head. Maybe that
Like
explains
the
why
ring?
Huh?
Like the ringleader, it hit you in the head?
Oh, not that, but maybe that explains why the box that probably he dropped on him, right? From the third floor.
I don't think it was the box he dropped on him. He was under the box.
Oh, yeah.
Or the,
right.
the box was under him.
Yes. But maybe this explains why the box had pepper in it. It was a message.
Oh, and maybe the thump, maybe he threw it out the window to be like, this is what it is.
Yeah. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? Flying gracefully away.
If you're actually listening, you would hear fishing wire going.
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Careful, Nick. If you mess up here. She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us how Mr. Dingley committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
Your favorite evidence.
Is it time for the bust?
Yeah.
I'm gonna present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingley use to commit the crime for murder against Russell Berry? Ba-bam!
Well, bam.
What's that, a picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! Ooh, the birds left. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? Rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro's an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingley, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at lost words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro, you can't run. Ow!
Don't say run.
Watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He's disabled. How dare you? What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, say. What karma? She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. I like that they're both really in each other's faces now.
Oh yeah.
The defense's objection is overruled. I can't see things my way once in a while. Mr. Dingley, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win the case.
And I'll sink to any high to win mine. Or rise to any high.
I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubt in regards to his witness testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would lead to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I still like to pursue my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Grr, I can't let her get to me. I gotta focus.
It's all about the box, Neng.
It's all about the box. Suppose I could have lifted something the size of the bus. Skip. Strong upper body. Look as acrobat. Only my legs were injured. Yep.
Got strong gains.
However, lifting the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible.
What do the other ones say?
Hold on. Okay, yeah. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Okay, that's kind of sus. Okay. Makes it impossible for me to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Oh, that's kind of sus too. Okay.
I think that one's the most...
Yeah, that would be unrealistic for me to drop the bus on, don't you think? Okay, so how do we counter this? Impossible for me to have known the location.
One with the crime scene photo. Because it's only one... Well, it started snowing, but it, like, the chest was there already. Because even what you said, like, way early in the scene where it's like, where are the drag marks or anything...
Oh, you're saying that that's why there's no drag marks either? Because...
the chest was already there.
Ah.
So he would know the exact location. If it's heavy, he's gonna probably open it, or try to open it beforehand.
Ah. Like, putting the chest there randomly will get his attention, right? That's how you set him up.
He put it in an exact location he know he would be, and he told him to meet him there at that time, so he would know exactly what to do.
Okay. So
Slam him with that.
How do we get there, though? Do we press?
Right
or do
now.
We just press?
Show
Or do we
that photo.
Show the photo?
This is an evidence case.
All right. Oh, you're getting real confident. Evidence or the box?
I think the crime scene.
Crime scene?
Crime scene.
Okay. Ooh, you're on top of your game, Shane.
Yeah.
You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? Well, what are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
What else has been booby-trapped, too?
Could have been. No, I don't think it was booby-trapped because the cops, like, I'm sure they would have said that it was booby-trapped. I think the boss was just the pepper, and then he looked in and he's like, what's this pepper? You know, to send a message, and then bam, he dies. You know?
Take him.
Maybe we should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the box came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean? If the bus was to fall upon the point marked by the wooden box, then there'll be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip something against you. Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Don't knock him out again.
The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was specially made. So, specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Wait?
They brought it up, like how, a special iron and custom made.
It was heavy. It was heavy, that's right.
Yeah.
The weight, right?
Yeah, and you would need a specific proper form to lift up that box nicely.
The box had a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box were required? Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and lift up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place. Fool!
No, smart. Get him.
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. You read my mind. Why can everybody read my inner monologues?
Very loud, Phoenix.
I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bus?
In the cafeteria.
Cafeteria. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Oh, that means...
He has an accomplice after all.
You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room?
Your creepy little money.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that! Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness could have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But there's no place to get perplexed. I gotta get my wits about this and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness...
The bus is shiny, right?
Yes. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Yeah.
Monkey.
Yeah, the bus is shiny. They made it I believe they've talked about it a lot. Oh, and
How it
this photo
bedazzles.
too. Look how it dazzles in this photograph.
Yeah.
Well, monkey. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying that the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Ooh. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bus was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're all made of platinum, which is very shiny. Ah! Acro. Money's a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy to bring the boss back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where's the boss in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bus. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bus was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! There's no reason.
You're so dumb, Karma. Are we gonna have to sort of show the same evidence again?
There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Ba-bang.
The must.
He saw Max but I asked who the other person most saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. It's French. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said they saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
Throwing Max under the bus like that?
How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you been using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cars in the bus's hands. Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
A murderer.
A murderer. It doesn't matter put on the bust. Wait, just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Don't wait, call me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Actually, who did put the cloak on the bust?
I mean, they seemed it had to be Russell, right?
Yeah, because he left with it, you know?
Yeah, he took it. Yeah, because Max left it there and Russell
took it.
Yeah.
But now there's more questions of like, why did he put it on? Why did he put it on the bus, you know? But it's Russell for sure. We'll have to get to those questions later.
Bigger brain theory. I wonder if this was an accidental murder. I wonder if they were trying to get someone else
Oh, I know. I think it is accidental murder. He was trying to kill Regina.
Oh, yeah, that would make more sense.
I think he was trying to kill Regina, but he just got the wrong guy. Fool him? You were saying
unless they were trying to kill Max. Maybe the.
No, I think Acro was trying to kill Regina.
Oh, yeah.
The murder note was real clear that he was trying to kill Regina. Murder.
Oh, yeah.
You were saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bus? Placed the cloak is exactly the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a hand on all this? This is insane. I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So, you want to know how it really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time,
hey, look how suspicious he looks.
At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as they feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than Ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bus hit the victim.
Ew, nasty.
Magic.
What is? Oh.
Wow, he perfectly put it on. Wow.
No, it fell on the front. Because then it would have fell and got caught in the cards.
Yeah, so why did it wrap around, right?
It didn't need to wrap around completely. It just got caught in the cards and looked like it was on.
Okay. You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Ms. Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet, and you're the main act. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up.
Whee!
Go on Disneyland. And that's how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Thanks for the drum effects.
Dun dun dun.
So you see, the only person who could pull this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. He's real chill about this.
Crushes the bird in his hand.
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. Sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? He graced us with a rather long-winded tale But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matters. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well.
Ouch!
Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. Just explain how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Yeah, there was two noises, right? You heard two noises, so where's the second noise coming from? Okay, then.
You heard a thud, and then...
You stand and get out of this jam. It's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that the Backshore claims. I want hard proof in red font that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Two thumps. There were two thumps. Where's the second one?
Let's look at all the evidence.
Hat. Documents.
Breeze.
Bottle. Circus map. That's not helping.
What did Mo exactly say? I mean, he said about the noises. Did he say anything about...
Mo said he heard two thumps, because he heard the first thump, and then he stood up and looked. Wait a minute. I remember what Mo said. Mo said he heard a thump, and then he looked out the window and he saw somebody hitting him. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing. So the bus is hitting him with something? What? So why did Mo see that? Mo said he saw the quote-unquote Max hitting him with something. So I think that's kind of weird to figure out. Honestly, my wild brain theory is saying money did the thumping, money did the attacking.
But then there would be monkey paw prints or feet prints or hand prints everywhere.
He could have rolled the bus down, Shane.
That
You're telling me money, the buff monkey can't ride the bus down, whack him, and then just bring it back up.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay.
I don't think something could just ride something from a 3-story fall without...
the money was on top of the bus when it was being lowered, is what I'm trying to say.
Why would he attack the ringleader, though?
Yeah, why would you attack the ringleader? You're right.
I mean, they showed the hat a lot, but I don't really know why it would... Like, they made a point to really show the hat kind of just when he got hit it fell on the ground. But I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
So we have to go back to what Mo said. It's either the attack, the quote-unquote attack that he saw, or the two thumps, which it could be both or none too. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. That's probably from the bus.
The bus. Oh yeah, because it only say one, or just.
It doesn't say how much. It just says blunt force trauma. The victim was humped over by both a small but strong lock. Contains pepper. Doesn't help.
think the game's grabbing for weird logic.
Photo of his award ceremony, huh? So if the bus got him, we haven't used this, but this doesn't relate to what Mo says.
No.
What does it? What does it say?
To you, the murderer, Plaza.
You haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. at the Lodge House Plaza. There is something that keeps being on my mind. It's like Regina's connected to all this somehow, but I don't know how she is.
I think it's just simply she's the daughter.
Like this whole crime was to kill Regina, right? We can assume that.
We can assume that, but we don't want to get stuck in it because the game likes to throw wishy-washy twists everywhere.
I'm just giving theories right now, right? Like the whole plan was to kill Regina, I believe. The whole plan was to kill Regina. So how come when when Russell showed up, why did he kill Russell then? Wouldn't he have clearly saw that it wasn't Regina?
He might have thought that it was.
Even if it was Max, right? Even if he thought it was Max,
is it?
Why would he kill Max? I thought his whole grudge was against Regina. So even if he thought it was Max that showed up, why would he still go for the kill? That's the thing that's kind of.
I guess he didn't see it anyway. Maybe he's seen the hat.
But
the other guy can't see the hat.
Yeah.
Or Scarecrow can't see the hat.
I mean, we're definitely theorizing on something probably further ahead, but it's just.
Did Mo bring up something about like the silhouette of the hat or something, or seeing the hat?
I mean, I don't remember. Where do I have?
Found at the scene of the crime. It's the only other thing other than maybe the box or the hat that's evidence.
Yeah, but is this the answer though? I don't think it is. Hard proof that you unraveled the trick to this magic case.
I'm gonna grab from the aether, Neng. It's saying the hat.
You think it's the hat?
My sources say hat.
Come on, hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. What's your theory why you think it's the hat?
Mo brought up something about seeing the silhouette. Was it after? No, it was before.
Man, it's times like this where I wish we can like get a transcript of what Mo said.
Yeah.
It could be a person too. How about that?
That's not. That's just a person, though. It's the hard proof is evidence, physical evidence. I mean, it clearly got knocked off his head.
It did.
What?
And
then I remember Mo.
Wait a minute. Okay. I don't know if this is relate to the hat, but how come the hat's not here then? Or like a
like in front, like how it showed it like in the infographic.
Yes, and also if the hat did fall, how come there's no snow prints of the hat falling? You know.
Unless the hat also got snagged on the cloak, and he's like, "What's this doing here?" And he threw it back out. Let's just try the hat for now and see what the game whips up to kind of explain.
Yeah. Well, I do think that there can become some connection because the hat wasn't found on the picture of the crime scene. There's no snow prints of the hat in the ground.
It was found at the crime scene, though.
But then how come there's no snow prints of the hat? You know?
It probably doesn't need it. Probably just landed where it stayed.
Okay, let's try. Problem, matches 3 symbols. Yes, you know, the silk hat, the cloak, the white roses. Everybody kept saying that over and over again yesterday. Symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings, yes. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in most testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of crime, yes?
Yes.
However, remember what Mo said yesterday?
Alright, what did he say?
He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. Yes.
So that's the bus.
There's only one explanation for that. Yes.
The bus.
The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the boss's. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get that.
Makes sense, yes. If you look at it that way, then you did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you got one, but what about the other contradiction?
Yeah, this is the one I'm wondering about.
Other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed the white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony don't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Yeah, the bus doesn't have any roses. Can you do it, Nick?
Loke has it. Did the roses just simply get knocked off and fall in the snow, and they're white so they can't be seen?
That. Maybe. At this point, you might be right. Of course, I can explain all of it. Well, what? What was that? Please recall the incident when the cloak snagged onto the bus. Oh, he did the rose, yes. If a snow cloak snagged onto the bus, what happened to the white roses? Oh, they were covered. That's why.
Oh, they folded in?
Yeah, they folded in, so that's why Mo didn't see the roses. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bus, it means that the white roses will end up on the back of the bus. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. Yeah, because they were covered. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bus.
I still don't know how that hat led to that.
Me too, yes. Order. I mean, I think it was like you could present the hat or you could present this thing. I think with the 3 symbols.
I guess there's something to bring up the symbols.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, though. This game that was a stretch in this game, though.
This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circuits, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredibly debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this will kill the ringmaster. Accidental. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubt that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive, Seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Perfect break time. I'll be right back.
To be continued.